Most SEO strategies are built to do one thing: get more traffic. But in this explainer, we're going to break down a powerful framework that's designed to generate something way more valuable: paying customers. Let's get right into the actionable advice that's actually going to move the needle for you.
This quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. It points to this huge, super frustrating problem so many people face. You do all the things you're supposed to do, your traffic chart goes up and to the right, but that traffic, it isn't turning into trials or actual business. So what is going on? Well, the issue usually boils down to a few of these classic missteps. You've got teams chasing these massive, flashy keywords that, let's be honest, are completely dominated by huge players. And at the same time, they're ignoring these little, low-volume keywords that have insane buying intent. So their blogs just get filled up with content that attracts curious people, not customers. The source material has a great name for this: hollow traffic, and it's time for a way better approach. And this brings us to a really fundamental shift in mindset. We have to stop just celebrating traffic for traffic's sake. We need to start obsessing over how we turn searchers into actual users. It's all about focusing on revenue, not just these vanity metrics that look good in a report.
So how do we do it? This is the game plan. This 5-step framework, which comes from the experts at Grow and Convert, is built from the ground up to fix that gap between traffic and trials. It realigns your entire SEO process around the one thing that truly matters: driving real, sustainable business growth.
Okay, let's dive into the most critical part of this whole strategy, because if you get this wrong, seriously, nothing else you do is going to matter. We're talking about choosing the right keywords.
And here it is. This is the key insight: a complete reprioritization of how we think about keywords. It's not about how many people are searching for something, it's about why they're searching. Understanding their intent. That's the single most important factor that determines whether your SEO efforts bring in customers or just more of that hollow traffic.
First up, you've got category keywords. These are about as direct as it gets. Think about it. Someone typing CRM software into Google isn't just window shopping. They are actively looking for a product exactly like yours. This is ground zero for the buying journey.
And next, we have comparison keywords. Now this is where things get really, really powerful. These keywords are a massive signal that a buyer is super close to making a decision. According to the source, these terms consistently have the highest conversion rates because the person searching is in the final stages of picking their solution.
And finally, we've got jobs to be done keywords. I love these because they let you find people who have a painful problem that you can solve, even if they have no idea that a software solution like yours even exists. You're not just finding a customer, you're showing up as the hero with the perfect solution right at their moment of need.
So let's see how this all connects, right? Because once you have these amazing high-intent keywords, your whole content strategy has to change. You can't just write generic blog posts anymore. You need a much sharper, more focused approach.
And the first rule is so simple, but it's incredibly powerful. One target keyword, one dedicated page. If you try to mash sick leave tracking and sick leave app together on the same page, you just dilute your focus, and you probably won't rank well for either. A dedicated page lets you perfectly match the very specific intent of that one single query.
This slide really highlights the huge shift in content quality that's needed. The old way? Just summarizing what's already on page 1 of Google. But the new, growth-focused way is all about bringing real, genuine expertise to the table, showing in detail how your product is the absolute best solution for that searcher's problem.
And you have to remember this. When someone searches for a solution, they want to see your product, so don't be afraid to sell. This is your big chance to walk them through your software, explain the key features, and show them exactly how you're going to make their pain go away. That's not being salesy. That's being genuinely helpful.
Okay, so you have this incredible, high-converting content sitting on your site. Now what? Well, we need to make sure the technical foundation is rock solid, and then we need to plan to amplify its reach and authority.
Technical SEO can feel pretty overwhelming, right? But for most SaaS companies, it's really just about nailing the fundamentals. We're talking about things like hosting your blog in a subfolder, not a subdomain, making sure your site is fast, and using internal links to connect your content. Getting these basics right gives your great content the stable foundation it needs to really succeed.
It's so important to think about link building the right way. It is not some magic bullet that's going to make bad content rank. A better way to think about it is like a turbocharger. It gives already great content the extra push it needs to get to the top of the search results and, just as importantly, stay there.
And the focus here should always be on quality over quantity.
We're talking about actionable methods like guest posting on respected sites, getting included in those best of listicles, and earning media mentions. These don't just build your site's authority, they also drive highly relevant traffic that can actually convert.
So, after all this hard work, how do we actually know if our strategy is paying off? It all comes down to tracking the metrics that are directly tied to growth, not just where you rank on Google.
Let's be crystal clear about this. This might be the most important takeaway of the whole explainer. If you are not tracking conversions, and I mean actual trials, demos, and signups, then you're basically flying blind. You have no real idea if your SEO is actually adding to the bottom line, which at the end of the day is the only thing that matters. And look, here's the data that proves why intent is so critical. An analysis in the source material found that these high-intent, bottom-of-the-funnel keywords converted at almost 5%. The top-of-funnel keywords? Less than 0.2%. That is a staggering 2,400% difference in how effective they are. The numbers don't lie.
To get that full picture, you really need a simple but powerful tracking setup. Use something like Google Analytics to measure the real business impact through conversions. Then use an SEO tool like Ahrefs or SEMrush to watch your keyword ranking progress. And finally, have a dashboard to keep an eye on your overall traffic trends.
So this all leaves us with one final, pretty provocative question. I want you to take a hard, honest look at what you're doing right now and ask yourself, what are you truly optimizing for? Is it just clicks and page views, or is it trials, customers, and real, measurable growth?